extremely aggressive, and it's going to be extremely confrontational. Like, how are you fulfilling the mission of law enforcement? To praise those who are doing the right thing and to crush those who are doing it.
Can you please kill me? Dude, I would beat the pants off of a robot.
Why we're so passionate about putting out there in front of people these officers who are doing their job and then have charges dropped on them. Diversity, equity, inclusion, except if you're a white male.
No, he's trying to suck it.
My name is Chewy and I love math. Dude, praise good, crush evil, chase truth. That's what we try to do on this podcast. What's up, everyone? This is Two Cops, One Call, Season 2, Episode 21. This guy right here, Gary.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, Anthony.
I'm Anthony. And this is our final episode, Gary, of 2025.
Awesome, dude.
This is the final episode of Season 2. We're going to take December off, except for the patrons. The patrons will get a patron-only episode probably towards the beginning of December is my plan. And yeah, dude, we've been at this for almost 5 years.
That's crazy.
We're in our 5th year.
Dude, we're important people who have important things to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it all started with Diakonos, A Cop's Calling, and that podcast I started in 21. You were one of the first guests. We started doing like a regular episodes with you on there.
Yeah.
And then we kind of shut Diakonos down and started this. Gone through many changes. Probably have some more changes in Season 3 when we start back up in January. Yeah, dude. I don't know if Spotify's pissing me off.
Oh, really?
Dude, we've been using the same music for how long?
Okay.
And now all of a sudden it's a problem. I'm like, it's royalty-free music. I got it. This is where I got it. It's royalty-free music. I give credit to the creator of it in all my episode notes. And it's all of a sudden it's a problem. They were yanking down my episodes.
Really?
So we've been going back and forth on email and stuff. And
dude, that's like business stuff, man.
It annoys me. I'm like, I literally don't understand why all of a sudden this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like we've been using it in all our episodes. It's royalty free music, but I don't understand all that.
It's probably not the music,
stuff.
dude. Might be the content.
They're just saying that's the music. No, they're claiming that someone made an infringement claim on it.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know.
Well, let's call that person up, dude. We'll chat with him. Be like, yo, man, sorry, dude. What do you need?
I don't know. So anyway, probably
you think that creator would like us or not like us?
I don't know. I tend to think like usually your artiste type people tend to lean a little more to the liberal side.
Okay.
Not always.
Sure.
Not always, but I would,
Dude, that'd be cool to have a conversation with that creator.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a name of a person. It's just like their band name and create music and
Well, shout out to them, dude. We like them.
Yeah, Light Saturation.
Is that what it is? Light Saturation?
Yeah, that's where the music comes from for the intro. So, anyways, so probably in Season 3, music will change again. Drives me nuts.
Oh yeah, if you have music ideas, send it. Or if you're a creator,
if you're a creator and you have a little thing that you think would fit our personality,
dude, we'll support you. We'll throw you on there if we like it.
Yeah, don't give me like circus music or something. I know this is a circus every time we do this, but give me something like I don't know.
You like the real rammy stuff.
I like something rocky, dramatic.
Yeah. I could do
blues,
blues,
hard hitting.
Blues would be good.
You like blues, but I don't really feel like that matches our personality.
Oh, dude, I think I'm super bluesy. Don't you think?
I think that's how you view yourself.
Probably. That's probably true.
But yeah, man, I'm trying to get caught up with you with my beard. That beard's looking good.
It probably won't take you long because you grow.
Are you put balm in it? Do you get balm in it? Yeah, I've been putting balm.
I think I need to I want to try oil at some point, but
it seems too messy.
Yeah, it's like 3 drops after you get out of the shower. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not that big of a deal.
Do you have a brush? I
use a comb.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because yours is a little longer than mine.
I use a comb.
I got a brush, but all right, that's boring.
Super boring.
So what are we talking about on this episode? We're going to be talking about another officer, Officer Connor Grubb, who's been charged with murder. His trial is happening as we record this episode. I don't know when they're planning on resting in that trial. I don't know when the prosecution and the defense is planning on resting and giving it to the jury. So possibly by the time this episode comes out, it might already be in the hands of the jury. I'm not sure. But
Dude, I don't know how we didn't hear about this one.
The problem
It's
is
real weird,
there's
dude.
there's a lot.
I know.
There's a lot. And so like, we've had the pleasure of talking about many of them. Cause I was thinking back through season 1 of Two Cops, One Call, formerly Low Expectations. And then this season, all the cases we've talked about. Officer Mac Marquette, charged with murder for shooting an armed suspect who pointed a gun at him during repossession of a vehicle. That case is ongoing. Officer Christopher Scher, he was the one, remember, was charged with murder for shooting a suspect or a fight with a taser. That was a mistrial. Prosecutor chose not to retry. We were super excited about that and stoked about that. Officer Salvatore Aldradi. He was reckless manslaughter. He's charged with reckless manslaughter for shooting a suspect armed with a gun.
Unreal.
That case is ongoing. When he get called to a burglary or I think it was like a burglary in progress. He gets there, guy with a gun, boom. Reckless manslaughter. Officer Brad Lunsford. Voluntary manslaughter for shooting a suspect who was assaulting officers and stealing a taser. That case is ongoing. Officer Terrence Sutton, convicted of second-degree murder for chasing a criminal on a moped, who was then subsequently struck by another vehicle and died. Trump pardoned him. So, and the problem is we're like scratching the surface. Like it's been a somber privilege for us to share these cases with people, and let people know what officers are being charged with. And some of these have been charged by Soros-funded prosecutors who are intent on going after police. That's their thing. They hate the police, and that's their thing. They're funded by Soros. The closest one to us is D.A. Krasner in Philadelphia, funded by Soros, hates the police. Just cannot believe he's in that position, a prosecutorial position, which is meant to go after criminals, and they turn it into an office to go after cops instead. So we're just scratching the surface because there's so many officers who are being wrongfully charged, and for sure, there's sometimes officers are being charged correctly for things that rise above, that are intentional or extremely negligent or reckless and things like that. But these cases that we've talked about, that is not the case, and these guys should not be.
Yeah. The hard part is these things take so much time. Like it takes a long time to invest. Generally, it takes a really long time to investigate to actually get to charges. And then once it's charged, it still takes another year and a half, before it even goes to trial.
Well, and
so it's brutal. It's hard to keep up. And are you seeing that like new cases are coming less frequently, because we're kind of focused on this is like past administration, is all of these cases are past.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're before this new regime.
It does seem like it's maybe slowed down a little bit. I saw there was just an officer that was charged with attempted murder for trying to hit someone with their cruiser. Now, again, I saw bits and pieces of that video. It doesn't look good, but I don't know the facts of the case. I don't know what was going on. And that case looks like it's probably legitimate. Like in the little bit I looked at, I want to say that was out of Baltimore. I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure where that officer was out of, but yeah, it does seem like under the prior administration, the Biden administration, a lot of these district attorneys were a lot more emboldened to go after cops. The culture, what was being promoted and supported in the press
and celebrated
was really kind of emboldening very liberal district attorneys, attorney generals to go after cops. Yeah. And I think that has calmed down.
That is interesting because I think people have a lot of pull in what happens in offices like that. Like if the culture around is yelling, cops are terrible, charge them all, and that's the loudest voice you hear, you're going to go after it.
Yeah.
So like now it's like, I mean, you got people loving what ICE is doing. They're pretty loud. I mean, you have it both sides, but like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just it feels different, but it's probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I
I mean, I do think they're, you know, in that 2020 to 2024 time frame, there was a ton of pressure every time an officer was involved, especially in a officer involved shooting where the suspect died. There was a ton of pressure
if the suspect was black and the cop was white.
Correct.
For the most part.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was no pressure if the suspect's white.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
You know, and so there was a ton of pressure from the outside to do something. You had people like Ben Crump and all these like, you know, money chasing grubby attorneys coming in and saying, you know, pushing this agenda. And I think in some cases you had district attorneys and attorney generals who feel the same way and are pushing that agenda. And then on the other side, you just have weak attorney generals and district attorneys that are folding to the mob because they're afraid of what it means for the city or the town or whatever, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Like you're ruining people because you're afraid of the mob. And I do think you're seeing that temperature change. Like I think you are seeing a change there. But like you said, these cases go on for years. I mean, Officer Grubb, the one we're going to talk about here in a little bit, this started back in 23.
Wow. Yeah.
So this has been going on for a couple years, going into like 3 years now. So yeah, I think you are seeing a temperature change there, and so it's an honor for us, a sobering honor for us to kind of talk about some of these cases, bring it before the small community that we have listening to our podcast. I do want to give a shout out to like Pipe Hitter Foundation, the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund. I get a lot of information from those two organizations, and they're actually doing like work. You know, we sit here and we talk and we give support and we share stuff on social media. We're not pushing the needle for these guys, but
they're like writing articles. They're
writing articles.
Letters.
The Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund, they have attorneys.
Sure.
Like I think Pipe Hitter Foundation might also have attorneys too that are trying to actually help these guys raise funds, do things to really support these officers who find themselves in the middle of it. So yeah, we're going to talk about that case against Officer Connor Grubb. We're also going to there's a crazy case out of Georgia right now where an officer attempted to stop a man from going into a women's bathroom. We'll talk about that. Everyone's like, well, that sounds like what he should have done, except the man was dressed as a woman and says he's a woman. So that's why it became a problem.
Hot button topic.
See how if you frame it, a man tried to go into or went into a women's bathroom, a cop stopped him, and now he's under investigation. Everyone's like, well, that makes sense.
Right.
But then you say, well, it was a man dressed as a woman who believes he's a woman. Everyone's like, oh, well, he probably.
Well, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it. So we're gonna do that, and then
this is a great educational moment.
Yeah, and then we might. There was a video Florida Sheriff Wayne Ivey from Brevard County put out. We might land on that. I don't know if we'll have time to land on that one or not. But
is that right?
Yeah.
You
would definitely want to talk about that one.
No, I don't care.
I
just throw it to you, dude. I try to help out a little bit.
No, I appreciate it. You throw me stuff, and I watched it, and he does things.
He's not dancing with cops.
He's not dancing with cops.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and what you're about to see is what happens to houses here in Brevard County that make the sheriff's high-intensity target list. You know, folks, there's nothing worse than having a bad neighbor, except having a bad neighbor that's a criminal and trashes up the neighborhood and puts in a flop house and Methville and all these other things. Well, the folks on Seneca Drive, man, they've been putting up with this for a while, and we've done everything we can to try and get these people out and get them in jail. But guess what? A new day. We started a new unit called the Sheriff's High Intensity Target Unit, and their only purpose, the only reason they exist, is to go after Trashville like this. we're going to put a stop to it. These places that have repeated calls for service and are selling drugs and trashing up the neighborhood, they end. They're over. Sheriff's High Intensity Target Unit is going to put a stop to it. So if you're doing this in one of these neighborhoods, you might want to grow up. You might want to understand we're about to crash your little party and going to tear your little playhouse down. And guess what? These folks in Seneca, this isn't the only place they've been putting up with. And the next place that we're going to is right across the street. This place is next. This place is the next place that we're going to crash down. And let me tell you something, folks. We ain't playing. We've had enough. We tried it the nice way by talking to you and everything else. We tried it and trying to get you to understand. We put you in jail, and guess what? The criminal justice system lets you right back out on the street. Well, now, if you do get out, you ain't going to have no place to go because we're going to tear your little playhouse down. Sheriff's High Intensity Target.
Yeah, he's not dancing with cops. I mean, here's the thing. Here's my thing. He's still on social media and still, you know, he has this tough guy persona. I've seen other videos he's done, and he has this tough guy persona. Again, there's a part of me that really likes it. I'm like, wow, okay, now you're leveraging social media to show actual enforcement. And to be clear, they're not just wrecking down houses. They're getting injunctions and like there's a legal process they have to go through to destroy these houses and remove them from the map. And he's showing that and showing, you know, this hard-nosed activity. But the other side of me is like, just get off social media. Like, why do we have to?
Dude, you got to play the game. You have to play the game. But we're in a society that wants to be involved in the game,
right?
And like, you might as well, in my opinion, you might as well play the game. It does stink that like you have to take someone off the street or someone has to volunteer to edit these things. Like, this stuff's not, you know this. It's not easy to edit those videos.
No, not at all.
Even if you're just throwing them on Instagram or whatever. Like, you got to spend some time and effort to like cut stuff out, throw stuff in, make it sound good. You know, all the things you got to do. So if that's a cop, that's unfortunate, but you got to play the game.
And the other thing is he's a sheriff, so he's an elected official.
Sure.
Sheriffs are elected officials, so
he's got to appeal to his voters.
Everything he's doing is him trying to get reelected. He's trying to please his constituents and get reelected.
You don't know his heart, Anthony.
Well, but he wants to get reelected. Like, when you were
I would hope so. Yeah,
when you're in an elected position, that you have to keep that. You're always interviewing. You know, that's what I always tell my son. You're always interviewing, no matter what you do. So, and in a case like this, where you're an elected official, you're definitely always interviewing, which is weird because some of our elected officials, it doesn't seem like they understand that, and yet they still keep getting elected. So maybe you're not always interviewing. Maybe you just maybe you just need, you know, robots with no brains to vote for you, or illegal immigrants,
right.
You know, illegal aliens to vote for you. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like the acronym.
Oh yeah.
What is it? The Sheriff High Intensity Target List or something?
Yeah, the SHIT unit.
So I like the acronym, but it's all for, you know,
it's for clicks and likes.
For clicks and likes, and you know exactly what he's getting. Like, he's in Brevard County, Florida, and then New York. We got this off.
Yeah, and he wanted to be talked about on Two Cops, One Call. So you know what I mean? Like, he's reached the pinnacle of his pursuits. You know what I mean?
He's probably like in his boardroom with all his captains and all high level, and he's like, all right, guys, this is what we're going to do. Hopefully we make it on the Two Cops, One Call.
I really want to hear Anthony dump on the fact that we're using social media. And then I want to hear Gary come back at him.
Well, probably one of his captains who, you know, likes to dance is like, I know how you can get on there. We can make a dance video.
Oh, yeah. Then
Sheriff, we make a dance video, they'll definitely talk about us.
Yeah.
Anthony will lose his mind.
At least it's not a dance video.
Yeah. And
I like the video.
For sure.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. I did too. I think like social media is so interesting.
I watched some of some other videos, and he like goes out. I forget, he calls it like a code something or other, where he like backs his officers up.
Okay.
So he shows up to like car stops or whatever, and he just like chats with the people getting stopped, or he's like, this officer's going to do this now. Oh, we found it. Like, it's kind of like a cop show.
Okay.
Except he's like chill.
Yeah.
Like, he's super chill. It's not like real high intense stuff. He's just like, hey man, you're getting a warning today. You know what I mean? And people like shake his hand. They're like, oh, I saw you on Instagram. Like, it's funny. You know?
Yeah. And you know, the main thing is he a good leader? Do his people like working for him? That would be, you see these guys, they have an online persona. A lot of these sheriffs have an online persona, an online presence, and you're like, okay, I like some of the stuff you're doing, but are you leading your people well?
Yeah.
Do they like you? Do they like working for you? And I'm guessing, if this is the type of stuff you're putting out, most of your people do like working for you because
I bet it's true.
You want to get after, the bad guys. But I do think social media has really changed our world. Like,
yeah,
I fantasize about not being on social media.
Yeah,
and how great that would be.
For sure. And you're all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, you're all over it. Yeah. I like the fact that, like, when you watch his videos, like, so he's got this sheriff's high intensity, whatever.
Right. Target list.
Yeah. Target list. Whatever
list,
it is.
Whatever.
I like that he has that. But then when you see him interact in a car stop that someone was speeding, he's not like crushing them. You know what I mean? Like, as a police officer, you have to know the difference, right? Like, that person is a voter, potentially. Right. So for him, he's got to like interact with them as a normal human being, which we all should do. Like, police officers should not take every incident as if it's going to be the one, you know what I mean? Right. Where they got to pull their gun and they got to go gonzo. Like, we have to treat them like they are our neighbor.
Yes.
Because they are our neighbor.
Yes.
So like, we don't have to be like robots and be like, give me your license, driver's license and insurance now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Like, just chill a little bit and just treat them like a normal human being.
Yeah.
You're going to get the cues. Like, if you're a good cop, you're going to get the cues to know when you got to, like, okay, this isn't the time to like this is grandma here.
Right.
Right. I got to just chill, be nice, do the thing. Like, I think we need to see more of that. That's not fun to watch though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody wants to see the cop like chasing the robber, tackling him, tasing him,
And the majority of your cops are like that, especially your seasoned ones. Like, I mean, I look back early in my career, I was a jerk, I'm young. I'm just,
But we interacted with a different part of society. Like,
we were interacting with a lot of times we were interacting.
Like, we did car stops just to interact with the criminal element.
Right.
So we weren't looking for, I mean, if it came in front of us, we did, but like our pursuit was that dude slinging dope. Like, that's who we were going after. So like, we would find reasons to get them, legal reasons to stop them.
Yeah. But still, you had like a different edge to you in every interaction. And so now being, older on the job and having younger guys that I'm trying to coach and train as their supervisor, it's kind of like, dude, just like treat them like a person. Like, you're not,
because they are a person.
Don't just bark stuff at them. Try to gain some common ground at least, like at some point during the interaction, and don't come across like you said, like a robot, just like, just robotic and commanding and So
anyway,
but overall, like, I like the video. Shout out to Sheriff Wayne Ivey. You can show this at your next board meeting.
Oh man,
wouldn't that be great if you actually did?
That would be
awesome.
Cool, yeah.
So
you'll have to. What do you call that? Tag him.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that too. Like all the tagging.
Well, somebody else out there can tag him for us.
I don't know. Yeah, I should be better at it. I just throw stuff up there and I'm like, whatever. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. I don't know. I'm really
what are we talking about next?
We're going to talk about Officer Connor Grubb.
Oh yeah.
So this is the case that I referenced at the very beginning of the episode. This happened in Blendon Township, which is in Ohio, on August 25th, 2023.
Managua, 3705. A female is hallucinating. Much of her ask for attend.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
Medic 7 back in service, 1828.
Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Then get out.
Get out of the car.
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 Shots fired.
Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop the car.
We're going to have a 34 on the parking lot. He's going to be at. Attend to 29, 3705 Managua, 3705.
What's that?
Female is hallucinating. Much of a loss for attend.
Hey, stop. Hey, out of the car. 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 They said your stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop the car.
We're going to have 44 on the route. He's going to be at.
There it is.
All right, so there's generally the video that's been out to the public. I saw some news reports that the department released as much as 40 minutes of video of this incident, I guess from stored security camera, body cam. I couldn't find it. Again, I didn't have a ton of time to spend trying to comb the interweb looking for all this video. But generally speaking, that video that you saw from police activity, I think it was from police activity, is the body cam of the two officers involved. And that was released to the public. So,
and that is the crux of the, like, that's the bottom line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The crux, I think it mainly comes down to,
well, let's talk about what happens. Like, why are they even there?
Yeah. So what's interesting about this video is what happens so much in police work. You're on a mundane, boring, easy, like, call. This being a lockout of a vehicle. So you see the one officer, the officer that ends up shooting and killing this suspect, he's trying to gain access to a car. Someone locked themselves out of a car. So that's what he's doing. He's working on a window, trying to get into this car. When, a store employee points out to the other officer, his partner that's there, hey, this gal just stole a bunch of liquor from the store.
Right.
There's also video out there, which we didn't show here, of this suspect allegedly filling a bag. She walks into the store with one bag. She pulls a second bag out of her bag. She fills that bag with multiple bottles of alcohol, leaves all points of sale, exits the store. And
gets in her vehicle.
And it appears that she's stolen probably a couple $100 worth of alcohol, like just watching the video and how many bottles.
Not a robbery. A retail theft.
Yeah, it's a theft. So she gets in her car. These officers get flagged down. The partner who's not working on the car tries to get her to stop. He
says, you're being detained.
Yeah.
Get out of the car.
Tells her why she's being detained.
Yeah. She ignores him.
She's like, I didn't steal anything.
Right. And then Officer Grubb
goes
to the front of the car.
Correct.
And so she's in a parking spot.
Yeah.
And he goes in front of the car.
So he moves in front of the car. She refuses to get out of the car. She has the doors locked because you'll notice in the video when Officer Grubb walks past his partner and past the driver's door, he tries the doorknob.
Yeah.
He pulls on the door, and it's locked. So they've done a couple things. They've got her to lower the window a little bit. They've told her why she stopped. They told her she's not free to leave. She's being resistant verbally. She's locked in her car. They can't open the door. They tried that. And Officer Grubb moves to the front of her car and stands in front of her car, draws his weapon at some point. She drives into him.
At a slow. It's slow.
It's slow.
Yeah, but she doesn't like gun it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. But she does drive toward him and I think she hits him.
She does.
Yeah.
She hits him.
He doesn't move, so she's going to hit him.
He actually leaves his feet at one point. He had some minor bruises and contusions and stuff to his legs. And he fires one shot as he kind of rolls off the driver's side of the hood. And she was moving fast enough that when he like got hit and spun, he actually like goes back into his partner. He is actually kind of thrown back into his partner. So he fires that one shot through the windshield, shoots and kills her. And unfortunately, the suspect in this case, this female suspect, was also pregnant, and the baby was lost as well.
Right.
So, of course, that is one of the main things they're bringing up. She was a pregnant mom. She was a pregnant mom. She was a pregnant mom. And Police Law News brings up a great point on his website. He's like, there's no way Officer Grubb knew she was a pregnant mom.
Right.
But he does know that she's a retail theft suspect.
Right.
And he's trying to stop
Who's
that.
refusing any lawful commands.
Right. So, and you also can bring up the fact, and I think it needs to be discussed, that you can both have bad tactics but a justified shooting at the same time. I think so. I think that's what's...
They're two separate issues.
Right.
Yeah. And
I think that's the concerning part about this case. And if we go back to the Officer Marquette case and some of the tactics there, the concern for me, for law enforcement, is if we're going to start saying if an officer uses bad tactics and then ends up shooting and killing a suspect, like that is a really dangerous road to go down.
Yeah.
Because I would say almost every single use of force I've been involved in, I can look at tactics I've used and been like, I could have done that better. I could have done that different. I wish I would have done that.
And the only way that you would do that is looking back
Correct.
on it. It's not in the moment, right?
Correct.
Not in the moment you're like, man, I wish I would have done that.
Right.
That doesn't happen. It's after it happens and you dwell upon it, you think about it, you watch videos, and then you can say to yourself, yeah, I should have done that differently.
Right.
I didn't think about that when I was there.
Right.
Which is totally normal.
Right.
And it's actually a good technique. We talk about that all the time. But yeah, so bad tactics or potentially not even bad tactics. There's something better that could have been done.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So like it is a tactic. It's maybe not the best tactic to stand in front of a car.
It's a terrible tactic. Let's be honest. It's a terrible tactic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't understand why officers continue to do it. We see it happen over and over again.
It's a terrible tactic unless we live in a society that respects law and order.
Also true.
So we live in a society where I can do whatever I want and I will do whatever I want. You cannot stop me.
Right.
So, and that, in my opinion, that needs to be quelled, squashed. And that starts in our families.
Right.
But like it shows itself when actual authority is when you're told to stop and you don't stop.
Right.
So I mean I get it, especially in the society we live in. But okay, so he doesn't do that, and she drives away, and she gets away with
right.
$150 worth of liquor. It's not the end of the world. It's not that big of a deal. The problem is that leads to lots of other unlawful activity.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing about cases like this is everyone always wants to focus on how the crime isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that big of a deal. She stole stuff. And like we've talked about this in one of our past episodes recently. We've lost so much I don't want, not respect. We just view crime differently than we used to view crime. Like it
was shocking if someone would steal.
Yeah,
liquor. like you'd be like, "Whoa, that's not okay." Like that's not okay.
Yeah. Now we're like, well, it's not that big of a
she's
deal.
pregnant. Like she needed her liquor. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
And that's the other thing that no one wants to talk about. Like we want to talk about the officer. Why in the world he put himself in the position where he had to use his firearm? No, she did.
Right.
She stole liquor. She stole alcohol.
Right.
She got in a car and she decided to try to drive through a police officer.
Yeah.
Drive over a police officer.
You're talking a summary retail theft. Like, so this is a ticket, probably. You're not going
I don't
to
know
jail
what would
for
be in
this.
Ohio.
Like,
well, maybe she was. In Pennsylvania, it's your third offense. It's automatic felony.
Okay. In reality, what judge is putting her in jail in the world that we live in?
Right.
They're not.
Especially if she's pregnant.
They're not. They're not putting her in.
Which is part of the problem.
It is part of the problem.
It exasperates the problem because people are like, well, it's not that big of a deal. There's no consequences. So now you have this female who's probably stolen alcohol or stolen things. I guarantee you this is not the first time she's ever stolen something.
Right.
It's maybe the first time she's ever got caught.
Yeah.
Or maybe the second or third time she's been caught. But so in her mind, this is not a big deal. Okay. But that's not why she was shot and killed. She was shot and killed because she attempted to drive over a police officer.
Right.
That's why she was shot and killed. The crime that she committed was the reason she was stopped.
Right.
But that's not why she was
lawful
killed.
to stop somebody who steals.
And no one wants to talk about, well, why do we have I think the suspect was 21 or in her 20s at least. Why do we have a pregnant mom of other kids at a store? And I guess she was with another group of people stealing liquor.
Right.
Like,
so the others ran away, is it right? Like,
yeah, I think she was with a group and they all scattered and she got into this car to leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think anyone else was in the car with her. So like the question is, where is the responsibility? Where do we hold that person responsible for their actions? You know, why aren't we asking questions like, why do we have a young mother who's pregnant stealing alcohol? What's going on in her life? What, how that's not acceptable.
Right.
Like it's not acceptable. So, and what's interesting, too, is, she can go and choose to have that baby murdered on her own decision, free and clear. She can choose and to drink all that liquor while being pregnant, no repercussions. Right. But now, because you chose to drive over a police officer and she happened to be pregnant, tragic for sure.
Yeah.
But let's pound that.
Yeah. And what's interesting is the prosecution tried to make as part of the trial that you couldn't say that the defense couldn't say, well, the reason the police officers were interacting with her was because she stole liquor.
Yeah.
So they were trying to limit what the jury hears.
Which is wild because that's the whole reason for the stop.
Yeah.
So
they lost that. So apparently the defense can say, yeah, she was a retail theft suspect. She stole.
Yeah. Which
is huge.
You need to be,
without that, this is over. This case is done. You know what I mean?
Well, but you need to be able to prove that the officers had a reason to stop her.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the case. Did they have a reason to stop her and detain her? Can a car be used as a weapon?
Right.
These are the things that the case, you need to talk about in the case. But if you're going to hang your hat on the fact that Officer Grubb used bad tactics, that really opens the door for really bad things in the future for police officers.
Because it is subjective.
It can be subjective. It can be subjective, but what I'm saying,
bad tactics, determining what is bad tactics is subjective.
Yeah, but I think we can say objectively, standing in front of a car as a police officer to try to stop a suspect is a bad tactic. There's no police trainer out there that's going to tell you that is a good tactic.
I agree with that.
You look
but
mad.
That doesn't make it unlawful.
No, it doesn't.
And it doesn't make it now you're guilty of murder.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. I
gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that you can pick apart any shooting.
Yes.
You can pick apart any shooting, and if we go down this road, any shooting that something could have been done better, that was a bad tactic.
Right.
So that's where I'm like, okay, it's too subjective.
Right.
Even him standing in front of a car, because there are thousands of police officers that would do that. So a reasonably a reasonable officer in a similar situation, that happens all of the time.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's good. I'm just saying that a reasonable officer would do that. Someone seasoned like you and I, we ain't doing that.
Right.
Especially for a retail theft, I ain't doing that.
Although it's almost a visceral reaction though.
It is.
Because I'm thinking about,
it's like, bring it. Who's going to run over a cop? Nobody's going to run over. They know they're going to get shot. That's how we think. We think like a police officer knows if this person tries to run me over, I can shoot them. I So I think that person who's going to run me over knows that, so they're not going to do that.
Especially if I'm standing in front of their car and I pull my handgun.
Yeah, you immediately think there's no way they're going to hit me.
They, and I think even at one point she's like, "Are you going to shoot me?" I think she said that from the car.
Okay.
But which again just shows her intent. And like a normal person, if a police officer stops and points his gun at that suspect is going to stop. We would hope that suspect would be like, okay, I need to stop. So if you have a suspect who that doesn't cross their mind, there's intent there to hurt and or kill.
I agree.
And so in this case, like the officer doesn't have, he's at a deadly force level. Like a car is a weapon. A car can be used as a weapon. And, she's using it as a weapon. She has it in gear. She's trying to flee. She hits an officer. It's 100% justified shooting. And you cannot go back and charge a guy with 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, and all these things because he stood in front of the car and he could have used a better tactic. That's
again, who drove
right.
the whole incident? She did.
Yeah.
Policing is reactive.
Yeah.
It's very reactive.
Police Law News, he made a great point in his article. He said of believing 2 things to be true at the same time. Officer Grubb made a tactical error and the suspect committed a violent felony, and that they are not equivalent morally or legally.
Yeah.
So true. Like so true. So anyways, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation handled this investigation. They ended up, Grubb was indicted by a grand jury. And right now he's on trial for 4 charges of murder, 2 related to the death of the suspect, and 2 tied to the death of the suspect's unborn daughter. Also faces 4 charges of felonious assault in the 2nd degree and 2 charges of involuntary manslaughter. And I was like, what in the world? Why? Why are they charging this?
So they charged that.
So they charged 4.
The reason they charge that is because they're lesser charges. So like if the jury's like, yeah, he didn't murder, but he involuntarily or he feloniously assaulted her.
Right, but it's 4 charges of murder. 4 different charges of murder. So I was like, I looked into it a little bit. Under Ohio law, a person can be charged with multiple counts tied to different theories on how the death occurred. Okay. So he's charged with 4 counts of murder, and 2 for the suspect, 2 for the unborn child, and 4 charges of felonious assault for the same. And then
the unborn ones are going away because they're not going to be able to prove that he knew that she was pregnant. I mean, how
there's no way he knew she was pregnant. So from theguardian.com, Sean Walton, the family's attorney of the deceased, praised the indictment praised indictment and said, in no scenario does someone shoplifting contribute to their murder by a police officer.
In all of the ways she did, dude. In all of the ways she contributed to her murder.
Yeah.
No, her death, not her murder. She wasn't murdered.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a terrible statement.
And my thing is, shoplifting does contribute to your death when you attempt to drive a police officer over after it's over. Like,
that's right.
That's why this occurred. Had she turned the car off like she was directed, got out of the car like she was directed, stopped like she was directed. I mean, these officers told her why she was being detained, so there's no question that she was confused.
They're in full uniform.
Yeah. So he went on to say, suspect's life and of her daughter were extinguished in an act of brutality, becoming yet another symbol of the urgent need for reform in police conduct and accountability. And to that, Mr. Sean Walton, I would say, what about human being reform? Like, why don't we put pressure on the people who are committed to doing criminal acts? Why don't we put pressure on them to reform?
Right.
It's so backwards. But yeah, like you said, the prosecution tried to convince the judge to not have the jury hear that the deceased had been shoplifting, which is wild to me. It's wild to me. It's the whole reason for the stop. Judge denied that motion. Of course, they're making a big deal out of her being pregnant. Again, Officer Grubb and the other officer involved that would have no idea that she was pregnant. So we'll see what happens with that case. It's in court right now. It's ongoing. It makes me nervous. This case and the case against Officer Marquette. These two cases really make me nervous because the main evidence or the main thing being pushed by the prosecution is bad tactics, and therefore we have murder. And I just think that is, I mean, that's not how the law is written, and it's not how an officer should be judged in a court of law. It should be level of resistance. Did the force match that resistance? And in this case with Officer Grubb, 100%. 100%. It matched. So we'll see what happens with that case. Interestingly enough, you put that one in front of me, and then I had someone else reach out to me on social media and put the same case in front of me. I think probably because it was going to trial.
Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with it.
This is the first time I saw it. So
yeah, I wasn't familiar with it until you shared it, and another person on social media shared it with me. I was like, oh, this is interesting case. I didn't know about it. So I'm glad we had a chance to shine some light on it. So
yeah, it's interesting. If someone robs a bank, I mean, we can move on, but like if someone robs a bank, gets in a car, police officer stands in front of it, I doubt there's any pushback.
Right.
I mean, I would hope so.
or if it's a white male that the officer shoots.
Yeah, we would never know about it.
We would never even know about this. We would never know.
I mean,
about
it's
this.
brutal. It's tragic, especially for the little baby. I mean, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's absolutely tragic case. And it would be.
She's a terrible mom.
She is a terrible mom, and
she wasn't thinking at all about her baby.
She's a terrible citizen.
Yeah,
she's stealing. She's poisoning. Her. I shouldn't say that. We don't know if she was going to be drinking this alcohol. So I shouldn't say she was poisoning her baby, but she's doing things that a mother should not be doing. If she's the mother of other children, is my understanding.
Okay, I didn't know
so, that. So I don't think this was going to be her first child. So, you're doing things that a mother shouldn't be doing. You're engaging in risky behavior.
Yeah.
You're doing risky things. And
while
then,
carrying a child in your womb.
Right. And then you up the ante and up the level of the risky things you're engaged in. You try to hit a police officer with your car, that might get you shot. And that's what happened in this case. So, yeah, we'll continue to follow that one as we move into season 3. Like I said, I don't know when this episode drops where they will be in that trial, but we wanted to shed some light on that incident. Another incident we want to shed some light on: a Georgia officer is under fire for stopping a man who went into a women's bathroom in a library. Here are pictures of this man who now goes by the name of Sasha Swinson. His real name is William Swinson, and he chose to change his name to Sasha, and he is now identifies as a female. So here's a quick news report about it. Fox 5 Atlanta.
County police have launched an internal investigation after a transgender woman says an officer confronted her for using the women's bathroom. She says this happened 2 weeks ago at a county public library in Tucker. And tonight, DeKalb County's top official is calling this a, quote, teachable moment. Earlier, I spoke with the woman at the center of the controversy.
I use the restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years. Never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofer Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman. That's obvious."
Swinson says she tried explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman, but he got angry.
"This is a police matter. There are women and little girls in there, and I have to protect them."
She says it ended up causing a scene in the middle of the library, and she tried to de-escalate.
Finally, I just nodded, and he walked off, and I was very thankful.
The next day, she emailed library staff, who she says reached out to DeKalb County Police.
The library filed the complaint on my behalf.
There aren't any Georgia laws banning transgender people from using bathrooms aligning with their gender identity. DeKalb PD says its internal affairs unit is actively investigating the incident, but offering few details. A spokesperson said the department, quote, remains dedicated to treating all members of our community with dignity, respect, and professionalism.
I'm not mad at anybody, more than anything. I'm just overwhelmed by the support I've gotten from people.
Princeton looks at it this way.
I'm not looking for this guy to be fired. I'm not looking for him, to be really punished in any way. I just hope that this is an opportunity for education.
So there you have it. He goes into a bathroom. Officer stops him. This happened in DeKalb County, Georgia. And I thought it was interesting when he said that the officer said, "Excuse me, sir," misgendering me right away.
Yeah.
Like that was the main offense. I thought his response to being stopped by the police was super interesting, like how he framed it. It doesn't seem like he wants anything done to the police officer. Well, he even says that.
Yeah, he says he
just
doesn't want him
wants it to
fired.
be-
He's like, I don't even want him disciplined.
Yeah, which suggests to me that maybe he knows he's probably doing something he shouldn't be doing. And he also...
It has a hint of that for sure.
It has a hint of that for sure because he's more upset about being misgendered and he doesn't want the officer punished. He just wants it to be a learning moment.
Which is very interesting because you see a lot of these where it's like super aggressive, that cop needs to be fired. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like you get a lot of those real visceral reactions. This one's not visceral. I mean, this dude seems to be kind of like, yeah, I was in the bathroom. I wish he didn't confront me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he wants to be hidden.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's which
Actually makes me nervous.
Yeah. And if he wants to remain hidden, he should probably dress differently. Like
Yeah.
you're going to stick out when you're dressed like that.
He does
I mean,
stick out.
Dude looks like a lady. Like that's the song that popped in my head when, I was like, that's a dude. Like there's no way you're not going to think that's a man.
Right.
So I also thought it was interesting that he made the comment that he's went into the bathroom at the library, which he's done for months, if not years.
Well, so that was interesting too. That kind of stuck out to me. I was like, that's two different things.
And that's have you only been doing this for months or have you been doing it for years?
Right.
And so I didn't know what to take from that. I didn't know if lately he's just been feeling more emboldened with the cultural temperature and now he's doing it.
That is a deceptive statement.
For sure.
100%.
Or if he's been doing this for a long time in nefarious ways. So I thought that was interesting.
We're assuming a lot of things, but I think it's okay to do that. I like it.
I'm not assuming anything. Like you made a statement that you've been doing it for months or years. So that
I would have lots of follow-up questions when that's said.
So
in it. Yeah.
My follow-up question was being, how many years have you been doing this?
Uh-huh.
And then, go from there.
Yep.
I just thought it was an interesting thing. The other thing I found super interesting about this, as I read through articles about this story, it was not his decision to make a complaint against the police. In fact, the first thing he did is reach out to his pastor.
Big giant air quotes.
He reached out to his pastor, Matt O'Rear of St. Luke Lutheran Church, who encouraged him to report the incident to the library. Again, fascinating to me because he appears to be looking for the approval and the propping up of other people to do what he's doing, but he doesn't want anyone to get in trouble. He just wants them to be educated. It's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like he's more interested in having the approval of people to do what he's doing. His pastor gave him that approval to make a complaint. He makes a complaint to the library. The library files the complaint on his behalf to the police department, who now have opened a internal investigation on this officer, who I could not find the name of this officer.
Good.
I found a website, Redux. I think that's how you say it. It's actually like a feminist website. They stand up for women's rights.
Okay.
So interesting to me that, part of the problem, Partly why we have this problem is because of the feminist movement. But now the feminists are mad because, men are invading their spaces. It's kind of rich to me. It's like interesting. But Redux, this site, found a Pinterest site for this guy, for this guy that goes by Sasha Swinson. They found a Pinterest site that reveals his interest in cross-dressing fetish and includes a concerning themes such as an intense interest in young boys wearing female attire. This is from the article. In a Pinterest board, Swinson has titled as bodysuit lingerie, multiple photos of what appear to be male minors in feminine clothing are saved. One photo showing a young boy wearing a pink gown and brown wig is captioned by Swinson as "Mom's trailer park trash little girl, so proud of it." On another board created by Swinson, a heavily edited photo of what appears to be a child in suggestive feminine attire is pinned. The photo has a source link associated with it, which takes users to a saved Yahoo image compilation of young men and boys in dresses and beauty pageant attire. One of the photos in the anonymously curated collection, which features two young boys wearing dresses as part of what seems to be an innocent costume event, is captioned, "The hot boy on the right just looks so delicious."
All right, now you're making me mad, Anthony.
This
I
guy's
didn't know
a
any of this
pervert.
stuff.
He's a pervert. So, and what's so interesting to me, I looked up, I was like, what percent of the United States population identifies as trans? It's 1%. 1%. Interesting enough, that 1%, most of that 1%, or the majority of that 1%, is made up of ages 13 to 17, I think it said. The rest is made up of adults, which is super interesting to me. 1% of the U.S. population aged 13 and older identifies as transgender, according to recent estimates. This breaks down to about 0.8% of U.S. adults and 3.3% of youths aged 13 to 17. So for 1% of the population, we're trying to tell the 99% of the population, you need to be educated and you cannot stop this activity.
Right. And you have to approve of it.
And you have to approve of it,
Yeah.
praise it, celebrate it, support it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say 10 years ago. How many years ago, if you saw a male walk into a women's bathroom, that would 100% get a call to the police and be stopped. Even today, if you see a male dressed as a male go into a women's bathroom, the police are going to be called and they're going to investigate that.
And they should be.
100%.
Yeah.
But
the father should probably drag him out.
Yes. Oh, I'd lose my mind.
For sure.
But if you see a male dressed as a female go into the bathroom, you're supposed to ignore it because you're not educated.
Right.
Our society is so sick.
Yeah.
This is the type of chaos that gets welcomed into society that has completely walked away from truth. Like, it doesn't even make any common sense.
Right.
Like, there's no common sense in it. And so this officer did the right thing. He probably should have done more. In Georgia, there's no laws against this. There's no dedicated laws against this. You have invasion of privacy laws. There's other things that might have, fit in this situation. But at the very least, the officer interacted with this male and made it known that's not acceptable and there's a presence here. And for that, he's under investigation by his police department. I don't know when we're going to turn the corner and, when the 99% are going to say, this is absolute madness. We cannot put up with this. We cannot put up with this. Like, our families, our wives, our kids are at risk. And it's so interesting to me because generally speaking, it's men dressed as females trying to get in women's bathrooms. You don't hear near as much about women dressed as men or identifying as men trying to get in men's bathrooms.
Right.
It's generally in one direction.
Correct.
Which should also be a clue and tell you something.
Yeah, it's a hint.
Yeah.
It's a hint.
At the end of the article, he says, Swinson, this male. He says men have never needed to dress up like women as a pretext for assault, which is categorically false.
No, wait, say it again.
Men have never needed to dress up like women as a pretext for assault. He says that at the end of one of his interviews. I don't know if it was in the video I showed or not, but he says that at the very end of the interview. If you watch the entire interview, I mean, that's 100% false. Like, you just do a simple Google search. I did a simple Google search. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories about men dressed as women that use that to assault women. So why do you need to go into the women's bathroom? Why do you need to go in the men's bathroom dressed like that? I'd be concerned with you dressed like that going into the men's bathroom. Maybe you should just go to the bathroom at your own house if that's how you want to behave.
Or use a single user bathroom.
Single user bathroom. You know, we should not have to change the world for 1%.
Yeah.
That are not, in my opinion, have like mental health problems. I mean, you listen to this guy talk, you're like, something's not right here.
Yeah. Especially when it is a social norm that genders are separated.
And it's been a social norm.
And this isn't new, right? It's not new. I mean, boys are nervous to take their shirt off in front of girls at a young, like, it's a normal thing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we don't get naked in front of each other.
Right.
Like, that's like a thing.
Right.
And it's a natural thing that's been given by God. And it seems like this 1% wants to take that away.
Right.
I mean, using a bathroom it's a private thing.
Yeah.
And it should remain private and gender specific.
Yeah, it's been the social norm, like you said. And all of a sudden we're being told, no, we've awoken to a new way, a new normal.
Yeah.
Like the 1% and the percentage of people that support the 1% are now telling the majority, no, you just haven't awoken. You're not woke.
Yeah.
You haven't woken up to the new truth, the new way.
Yeah.
And my thing is, we have to push back against it.
I agree.
We have to push back against it. And I think sometimes we're too silent because we don't want to offend, and we don't. And I'm like, we're offend who? People who are intent on doing things like that are not normal, that are wrong, that are evil.
Yeah.
You know, we have to push back against that. And you know, a culture where everything is permissible, nothing is sinful, there's no shame. That's the other thing that's crazy to me. There's no shame with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, how could you not be? Well, I think there is a little bit. I think that's why he doesn't want.
I was going to say
punched.
that. Yeah.
So I will change that. I do think there is some shame there, but
he's trying to suppress that shame,
right?
By getting the approval from others, and look at all the attention.
And look where he went to get approval.
Yeah.
A pastor,
right?
Alleged pastor,
right?
You know, who supports him in his sinful lifestyles. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy that, like, you have Hollywood and all of these entertainment facets that the culture loves.
Mm-hmm.
And Hollywood will shove this stuff right in our faces and like, these are people that we hold at highest esteem.
Right.
And they celebrate it, make it seem right and good and humane, and then the culture just, like, follows after them. And that, like, we have to stand on our own feet.
Right.
And dude, it's brutal.
Yeah, and I think to that point, because they're pushing it in Hollywood, a lot of those Hollywood stars also have kids that they're celebrating in this trans stuff, celebrating their change from boy to girl or girl to boy. They're like celebrating it, like their own kids.
Yeah.
And you look at these kids, and I think that's what makes this stat that I read so interesting, that 3.3% of youth aged 13 to 17 identify as trans. That percentage is greater than the percentage of adults that identify as trans.
Right.
Why is that?
I can tell you why.
Go.
Because adults are telling them that it's good. You should do whatever you
Right.
want. Nobody's telling them what is, you're not.
Follow your heart.
You're not a dragon. You're a little boy.
Yeah.
You're not a furry.
Mm-hmm.
You are a boy.
Yeah. And
That's a failure of the family. It literally comes down to family.
Sure.
And we don't, family is not held in any regard at this point. And it's actually like the whole idea is to get rid of family. Like once you break down the family,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no like boundaries.
Exactly.
There's no boundaries. There's no nothing. There's
no authority.
There's nothing.
You break down the authority of the family, the authority of a father who is supposed to lead and love his family, the authority of a mother who's supposed to take care of her family. You deteriorate. You crush that authority. You say, no, we're the authority. Yeah. We the 1% are the authority. We decide. And then we find people to support us in our mental illness, and full circle, when you talk about that breakdown of the family, that was one of BLM's primary goals.
Yeah,
that was in their statement.
It's a Marxist, fatalistic belief system,
and like that was their goal. That they said that in their statement that they then took down from the internet. Yeah. That was one of their goals, was
the nuclear family, right?
To destroy the nuclear family, or dismantle, I think is what they said. Dismantle.
They love dismantling things.
Yeah. Buildings.
Like, it's wild. Why are we dismantling all of these things? Dismantling police, dismantling think new, right? Like,
well, it's part of this woke religion because we.
I like that you said that religion, because that's what it is. It's a belief system.
It's a belief system where you believe that you have gained a higher understanding than all the peasants below you. You have now risen to a level where you have a fuller understanding of how life is supposed to work. Right. You've now moved yourself into the position,
and it's your own authority. It's not an authority outside of yourself,
right?
And that's the problem. You can't trust yourself. You have to go outside of yourself to find truth,
right? And like, I think the thing that's interesting is that is exactly so. When you and I are having these conversations, these aren't our ideas.
Oh yeah, we're idiots, dude. Like,
Gary and I didn't come up with these ideas. These ideas, literally, like this stuff. Literally jumps off the pages of the Bible at us.
100%.
Like the way we are supposed to live, as created beings, by God.
Right.
This is how we are expressing.
We've given the playbook. We've been given the playbook. Let's run the plays.
Right.
And we have an outside, evil force trying to change the plays. Not even trying to change the plays. Trying to change where we find the playbook.
Right.
The playbook is the word of God.
Right.
And we are to follow the plays that are laid out for us. Right. And if we don't, there are consequences both in this world and that which is to come.
Right.
So, like people want joy, peace, happiness. Like, that's what they want. Everybody wants that.
Hope.
Everybody wants hope. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants joy. Everybody wants just shalom, right? That's what they want. The only way for shalom is to look at the playbook, which promises peace, joy, hope.
And the whole time, the deceiver is whispering, the only way to find peace and hope is to run the opposite way from the Word of God. Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. That's what we're talking about with this story.
Which is why you have chaos. The playbook is what gives you peace. I keep using the word peace. I need a synonym for that. But chaos is what comes when we don't run the plays. It's the same. If you play baseball, you have plays. If you play football, you have plays. If you don't run the plays,
right?
Watch kids soccer,
right?
The kids don't understand the plays yet, so you have to teach them the plays, or it's chaotic. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And can you imagine if you had a football team and then you had maybe two guys on that football team and they would come over to the coach, the creator of the plays.
Yeah.
And they said, Coach, we believe we've arrived at a different level.
A greater level.
Yeah, a greater. We've awoken to a new way to play football.
We understand this game better than you.
Right. Let us.
And we're going to wear tutus instead of pads.
And no pads. Yeah.
We're going to wear tutus and ballet slippers. And we're going to win a football game.
And then we're going to run our own plays. And then gaslight the coach into convincing and gaslight the players into convincing them that they have to support you and have to like lift you up and approve of what you're doing, even though it's an absolute train wreck.
And let them in the game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, dude.
I mean, and that's the thing.
This is not hard. This is simple. Like, it's not like,
but
and the way we're explaining
eyes have
it
been
is
blinded.
Yeah, eyes are blinded. Yeah.
You know, people are blinded spiritually. They cannot see these things until, their eyes are open. So anyways, I thought it was a wild story. I wanted to talk about it.
It'll be interesting what happens with that officer. We're never going to find out, but like,
I mean,
he's going to be educated.
Hopefully nothing. Yeah, he's going to be educated.
Educated. Oh,
wait, who's going to educate him? This dude? This dude that looks like a lady?
I would love to see the cops go do a knock and talk at his house and be like, hey man, so you're just a dude that wants to be a woman.
Right.
How about you let us take a look at your computer?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we check that out? I mean, you don't mind, right? You're just an innocent woman who's been wronged. Can we look at your computer? You wouldn't mind, would you? I would love to do that call.
What's interesting is that...
You know what's on that computer, Anthony?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know what's on that computer.
And what's interesting is if he's willing to put this stuff out publicly on Pinterest... what is on there privately. So I don't know. It's interesting to be a police officer in this culture because no longer can you just be like, I'm just doing my job. Like, you have to think critically about what you're doing and what you're enforcing and what's going on around you. And it's an interesting time to be alive. So,
yeah, I heard this statement recently and I really like it. It's every decision I make affects my people. And like, that's really been like hitting me that like, I've been telling it to my boy and just like, look, son, like every decision you make affects your people. So like, I think that applies even as a police officer. Like who are your people though?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like who are you making decisions for? And it always has to be for your creator. That's ultimately, but then it's the creator's people. You know what I mean? Like that's who I'm living for, not for the world that hates the creator. And we just got to make decisions based on serving our people.
Yeah. I'm trying to flesh that out though, but that would be all people, not just.
No.
But I mean, as a police officer.
Yeah.
Like the decisions, the people are who you serve. Like,
right.
So for instance, like if Sasha Swinson, William, whatever his name is,
good old Bill,
if he calls me to report a crime, I'm going to go and take that report 100%.
Yeah.
Investigate it fully. Do my due diligence. Do my job. Okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to let him walk into a women's bathroom with my kid.
Why? Yeah.
Because he's a man.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like you're protecting your people. Like your decisions are based on the people. Like like someone would say, well, you should just let him go because that's what he believes. That's what he thinks is true. And like we have to have a belief system that is rock solid and one that is time tested, one that has proven results versus new ideas or ideas that have shown to be fatalistic. And Marxism is one of those. It's fatalistic.
Yeah. And
it ruins societies. It ruins the way that we as creative people were made to be.
100%.
So
100%. Be interesting to see what happens in New York City next year.
yeah, dude. I guess the fire chief just literally the day after resigned.
Really?
But yeah, it'll be interesting what happens. I mean, dude, they want to dismantle it. I think it's going to look completely different.
Wow.
Like social workers instead of cops. Like it's going to be.
Yeah. Didn't he make some statement? Whatever cops leave, we'll just fill their roles with social workers.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be brutal.
Yeah.
I bet a mass exodus. I mean, the tax base is going to go, dude. It's wild, man. And that's not dude. That's insane.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So, anyways, thanks everyone for a great season 2.
Season 2.
We're
done.
We're off. We're taking a break for for Christmas, for the holidays. So we will be back in January with season 3. Unless you're a patron, we'll do one more episode here, hopefully beginning of December, for our patrons. Diakonos at Cops Calling is going to be coming down.
Dismantled. It's been dismantled.
I'm going BLM on it. It's been up. We haven't been creating new content on Diakonos at Cops Calling for like 2 years now. So I kept it up. It's not worth keeping up anymore. So that's going to be coming down. If you are one of our patrons that still supports us through Diakonos, that support's going to end. I would ask you, if you are willing and able, to move over to 2 Cops 1 Call and support us on that side of things.
A couple clicks of a button, right?
Yep. We appreciate everyone who listens and watches these episodes every single month. It means a lot to us.
Dude, a Christmas gift would be awesome.
A Christmas gift.
Just click a button. It's like dude, $2 a month, man. It's nothing.
So,
for those of you who haven't been supporting, like $2 a month, it's easy. You won't even notice it. You know what I mean? Throw it on the Discover card.
I'm literally ending this as you're talking.
Why?
Because this is so.
Dude, like, subscribe, retweet, do all the things.
Peace.